understanding English at times, which frustrated the prosecutors.
And in fact, you are proficient in both written and spoken English, isn't that correct? Yes.
Still, the prosecution thought she was an important witness.
I think that it was significant for the jury to see Ina. We could get in the text messages, we could get in the emails, we could get in the phone calls, and the jury is going to hear all that.
The state showed the jury texts between Nathan and Ina from the day of the murder. They started at 7:36 a.m. with mutual hellos. At 8:37 a.m., Nathan texted Ina, "I know there is a lot to do today. I pray that there is enough time to do everything. Have good lectures and meeting. Take care of yourself." Then, after Nathan arrived home mid-afternoon, Ina texted him and he replied, "I can't now. Police checked. It looks like the house was robbed." Ina responded, "Interesting," followed by a smiley face.
You would respond with, "Oh my, what happened?" Concern for the family. And so I suspect that based on that response, that in all likelihood she had some knowledge as to what was maybe going to take place.
Prosecutors accused Nathan of coaching Ina during jailhouse phone calls on how to cover up their relationship. Those calls were in Lithuanian. For the trial, English translations of what Nathan said were read aloud.
I am your spiritual advisor or your clergy here in America because there is nobody else who speaks Lithuanian. This may be important in the future because just as all your communication with the attorney is private, communication with your clergy is also private.
But, prosecutors said, there was no covering up letters Nathan had sent Ina, including this one, read by an interpreter during a deposition.
"I love you because you understand me better than anybody else, because I am a better person with you next to me. My life has a deeper meaning and purpose, because you are my world and my everything, and that will never change."
With words like that, prosecutors didn't believe Ina's denials of an affair with Nathan. They made her read aloud another effusive note that Nathan sent her just a month before the murder.
"I let you down and I'm sorry. I'm not going to make excuses. That would not be fair to you. You deserve someone who respects you and puts the relationship first. And from now on, I want to do all that I can to be that person. There's nothing more important to me than you and this relationship. I'm so blessed to have you in my life and I know it."
I think she presented herself for what she was. She was in a relationship with me. And I think she tried to minimize the relationship.
Nathan and Ina were making eye contact quite a bit throughout the trial. Sometimes when she wouldn't answer a question or she said something he didn't like, he kind of laughed and threw his hands up in the air in disappointment.
And prosecutors had another piece of evidence they said proved an affair, a secret that shook the courtroom. It challenged the very core of Nathan's defense, that Denise was at the center of his life and he would never hurt her. It was a gut-wrenching note written by Denise, discovered tucked in her day planner.
In a murder case, you don't have the victim. You never get to hear the victim's story. That person is dead. And here we had a note that she had written to lay the whole thing out.
The highly personal, very painful note was obviously aimed at Nathan. A police investigator read the note in court.
"I have tried to please you for 17 years and never succeeded. I've never been good enough, never done enough. I know that you want me dead. I'm not stupid."
Denise seemed to confirm that she believed her husband was having an affair. While she didn't name Ina, she mentioned a much younger woman.
"You want to humiliate me by running around with a 20-year-old? Fine. I won't grovel. If I haven't pleased you in 17 years, nothing I do now will please you. How long are you going to do this to me? Oh yeah, until I break. That's what you said, isn't it? Well, happy waiting."
It was very devastating. I was shocked that it had gone that far. So she really was jealous, even though she said that she wasn't.
She was speaking from the grave in a way, absolutely, absolutely, to the jury, to everybody, her story. I mean, that note was powerful, powerful.
Powerful, but not proof, said Nathan's attorney. In fact, he argued that there was no evidence that Nathan had done anything wrong at all.
It's your judgment that this all happened because he was having an affair, and I would submit as a strong document that is not a central evidence if that was the case.
Coming up.
He was the only person with whom I could talk in Lithuanian. That is it.
were you and Nathan ever lovers?
When Dateline continues.
Shit.
Was being tested by God, by his faith. I just thought, Nathan, you gotta be strong, and we'll get through this.
Nathan's lawyer was Hugh Toner, former prosecutor turned defense attorney, who argued that the investigation was faulty.
That there were certain preconceived notions of who did it, for lack of a better term. It never went in. And for that reason, I'm going to ask you to find Nathan not guilty.
Toner insisted the cops zeroed in on Nathan right from the start and never pursued any other leads.
This was an incomplete investigation. That while the spouse, Nathan in this case, would have been the logical place to start. The problem with that is if you follow that gut feeling, that's going to cause you very likely to miss other things, and in this case, simply not look for them at all.
For instance, what about those cars Nathan said he had seen in the neighborhood, which he thought were suspicious not too long before the murder? His attorney called a neighbor to the stand who also seen strange activity.
I observed a vehicle parked with its headlights on for some extended period of time, 5-10 minutes at least, which I considered to be some unusual. And I thought with the direction of the headlights, that whoever was in the vehicle could probably see me and my residence and
And when he cross-examined Diane Parrish, who identified Nathan as the man in the sweatshirt the day of the murder, she admitted her husband had a different recollection.
You and your husband had